Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Good evening to you. This is another late night show. We're going to be talking about the Palace game. We're going to be reviewing all the latest Chelsea news. I'm here with Dharmesh. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yes, man. Big up Alex. Big up the channel as well, man. Big up to everyone watching as well, man. But yeah, I've had time to reflect on yesterday and stuff, and yeah, I'm not as annoyed as I was after the game. To be fair, it is only game week 1, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it more and more. But yeah, overall decent day, man.
Did you watch the Leeds game, Leeds Everton?
I watched bits of it, bro. I'll be honest with you, but the first half it seemed like Leeds peppered Everton for majority of it, and then they got a penalty, which shouldn't have been a penalty, I thought,
It
as well.
shouldn't have been, mate. That was a fucking terrible decision. I don't know how that did not get like.
But yeah, dirty Leeds won in the end, so that's not good. They're technically above us in the league now, so yeah, they can have that joy for a little while, but
They can enjoy it while they can. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, mate. I expected Everton to be a little bit better. You know what I do think? I think Grealish is going to be really good for them. I mean,
yeah.
when he come on, he looked good, mate. He looked really good. So
Yeah,
I think Grealish is going to have a good season. I didn't put him in my fantasy football though because he's not. You can't really guarantee GA with Grealish, and I just thought, I went with Semenyo instead.
He's always, yeah, although Semenyo's a good shout, obviously he scored 2 goals and stuff, but I also feel like Grealish will be one of those players where he will stand out, but then he won't, like you said, he won't get a goal and assist to show for it. So that's why I was considering putting him, but a lot of people have gone for that Ndiaye, I think, as well, haven't they? But obviously he's not really done anything today as well, so.
Hey, we'll see what happens. We haven't got Everton for a bit. So anyway, we've got West Ham next. That's the next one. Big up to everyone that's in the building on X, on YouTube as well. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. It all helps. Every little helps. Let's go through some of the comments. Daniel Wood start Esteval against West Ham. He did more than Gittins when he came on. Big up to Father. He says, shout out to my twin brother. Who was calling out Sanchez yesterday. He nearly cost us the game with his erratic hand at the end of the first half. For those of you who don't know what Father is referring to with regards to his brother, we can show you. We can show you his brother because sometimes the best way to understand something is to actually see it for yourself, and then you can make up your own opinion. So let's see what Father's brother had to say about Sanchez yesterday.
We all know Sanchez is shit.
You think he had a shit game?
Really? Do I need to explain that again?
Yeah.
Honestly, he was. I'm not gonna say shit, but it's
You just said he was shit.
Yeah, I know he was shit, but he was worse.
He was worse than shit.
Well, both things can be true, but still. But apparently, according to our fan base, we don't need goalkeeper, have we? So
hang on a second. Nobody said that. I'm just saying. You said he was rubbish.
Yeah.
You said he was shit. Why?
both can be true, isn't it?
Yeah, but why? Why? You got to explain it, Father.
Look what happened today. That build-up play from like every time he has the ball, like he freaks me out sometimes. You know, he freaks me out. I was scared every time. But again, I'm sick of my fan base just protecting Sanchez a lot.
Why were you scared?
Bro, like honestly, man, it's giving me some heart attack at times.
Yes,
man.
but why, Father? Why? Explain. I don't understand.
You tell me why.
I don't know why you were scared.
Tell me why, because I know.
You tell me.
Fucking hell. He's laggy, innit? Just say he's laggy.
He's laggy. Look, I'm not trying to argue against you, I'm trying to understand your point of view, but you're not explaining it.
I did. I said like.
No, you said he was shit, and then you said he was scared.
All right, I said I'll take it back. I'll take it back. He was shit then. He was shit. I'll take it back. I'll take it back what I said. I'll take it back what I said. He was shit.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, Fatter, man. What a guy, honestly.
He was rubbish, man. No, he was shit. He wasn't rubbish. He was shit. I take it back. He was shit.
So, Father, was he shit or was he not shit? Tell us, man. Let us know in the comment, bro. What you thought?
Oh my god! Honestly,
man.
Father, I still you've got to be held accountable for that one, mate. That is one of the. I don't even know what the hell the take was because you didn't explain the take. That's the. I'm still trying to understand what the take is.
Same, but even I'm just watching that. I'm like, was he bad? Why was he bad? Like, yeah, just let us know, bro. Just give us one reason.
Oh, mate. Well, big up to you anyway, Father. I'll big up to your brother at least, whoever it was. Smash the like button if you haven't already, guys. Let's get straight up there, whatever the number is. Let's get maximum likes up in here. Big up to Jordan. Big up to Crack X Dodo as well. Big up to you. The Crimson Chin post says, who picks where Palmer plays, right or centre? He is better on the right. Everyone can see it. Either him or Maresca is picking the less effective position. Dharmesh, I'll let you answer that one, mate.
Yeah, I guess Palmer has more of a free roamer sort of floating role because even in the second half when we're chasing the game to get 3 points, we saw him pop up on the left quite a lot as well. So I guess Palmer just plays where he wants to in Sevilla. And obviously he has the right to because he's that caliber of player where he can make anything happen from any side. And we saw a bit on the left-hand side where something was about to happen. I mean, he put in some good crosses from the left-hand side into the middle, but then Crystal Palace defended really well overall during the game as well. But I do like seeing Palmer on the right, to be fair, but as he did against PSG in the final, we saw the damage that he caused on the right-hand side. But does that mean Esteban doesn't play then? Does that mean Neto doesn't play? Does that mean Gittins doesn't come off the bench, for example, play on the right? So there's a lot to think about. Then who would play in Palmer's position? Would you put João Pedro there, for example, and have Delap up front, or would you have Palmer on the right? That's something that could happen, but I just feel like it'll get predictable over time, maybe as an impact sort of substitute or during a game when we're chasing the game like yesterday, then it could work, but not to start off with because I just think that defenders will double up on him, and Palmer's not one of those players where he's got the pace to beat two players that say Esteban does, but he does find that inside right-hand channel where another winger has to accommodate for him, if that makes sense. So I personally don't see it being a long-term solution, Palmer playing on the right, but in a one-off game or in the big games, it could work to our favour, to be honest with you.
I'm thinking about, I mean, this has just sort of come to my attention. I mean, I wouldn't have personally spoken about this unless someone asked, so fair enough for the question. The way Palmer played when Poch was the manager, he obviously had a fullback overlapping, and Maresca doesn't really do that. So I agree that Palmer is better on the right. I agree with that. But I think that being on the right with a fullback overlapping to give you support is totally different to being on the right and being isolated, which is what we signed Gittins for. That's why we don't play Palmer out wide anymore, because I don't think that he's a player. I mean, don't get me wrong, he can dribble, but I don't strike Palmer as someone one-on-one. That's his strength. He links up well, he finds spaces, he's creative, and he gets into good positions, and he can obviously score goals. So that's the qualities I'm seeing with Palmer. And I'd say in this particular team, the way we play, and to be fair, maybe this is something I should have thought about more last season. I guess the reason I didn't is because I was totally against inverting our right backs. I wanted to overlap. So I thought, what the hell are we playing at? We're playing this guy in the middle in the 10 when I want him on the right wing, Palmer, and I got Gusto in midfield, or James, or whoever it is. So now that I've opened my mind up to the fact that we will see fullbacks inverting, and even if they're not inverting, they might end up staying back more instead of going up. And, you know, as far as they do go up, it's not to overlap, is it really? It's to maybe get a ball and ping a cross in from almost that De Bruyne angle, that Trent Alexander-Arnold sort of ball. I just don't think that I know what to think about Palmer playing without the support. Because we haven't really seen it, Dharmesh, have we? We haven't seen it. In fact, I say that. We did see it in the Club World Cup once. Was that against Flamengo? It might have been against Flamengo.
And then obviously PSG.
Didn't work at all. It didn't work against Flamengo. So difficult to make an argument about something without really giving it a chance. So that's why I haven't really spoken about it too much.
Yeah, no, definitely, because it definitely wasn't one of Palmer's best performances yesterday for his standards anyway. Like, he generally couldn't tell you a good thing that he did yesterday, but I think that's more down to Crystal Palace nullifying him. Adam Wharton, I thought was arguably man of the match. I thought throughout both sets of players, he not completely nullified Palmer and absolutely bullied our midfield. And that's credit to how good he is as well. So yeah, we just sometimes have to give the opposition credit as well as it's us that didn't do enough in attack and midfield to score a goal. Crystal Palace, I thought, were phenomenal as well. Like, we do have to give them a bit of credit as well, where it's due.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I think that I don't think Palmer's our biggest problem at the moment. I think we've got bigger issues than that. But yeah, big up to you anyway, Crimson Chin. Bastoni news was never true. Yeah, I mean, we're not getting Bastoni. We're not getting a centre back as far as I'm concerned, guys. I'll be honest with you. Big up Karam. Mark, what happened with that Palace fan ruckus in the interview with Don? That girl was going mental. Honestly, I don't have a clue what was going on, Mark, but everyone had their phones out, their cameras up, and they were giving it large. And then when it actually came to it, nobody fucking did anything. So pretty classic modern day football fans for you, if I'm being honest. Amir says, I can't really say much about that game because me and my family were all out on the same day. So all that I'll say is for us to win the Premier League this season, we've got to win 37 more games. Hey, well, listen, you got to have standards. That is exactly what you need. You need standards, people. Mark says, I think we need to chill with the inverting in games like yesterday. I felt Palmer found it hard to get space and was very clogged up. Cuckoo in particular wasn't getting into the best positions. I mean, Cucurella was the one who was inverting. So, I mean, we were trying to dominate that midfield, but Palace were all over us, weren't they? So, I mean, what did you make of it, Darmesh? Because I prefer Cucurella inverting than James or Gusto, based on what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, that's my preference as well. But then we saw last season the amount of attacking threat that Cucurella actually posed for us. I mean, with some of the late crosses that he was getting onto and stuff, and even I actually thought he was in the box quite a lot yesterday, Cucurella, even in the first half and stuff. When there was the cross from Neto or cross from Reece James, Cucurella was always hanging around inside the box next to João Pedro at times. So it seems like Maresca probably sees Cucurella's attacking threat more than probably Reece James, probably. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting why he would choose Cucurella as that sort of attacking fullback rather than sort of Reece James. We're used to seeing Reece James scoring like goals for fun under Thomas Tuchel, and but yeah, it is weird. But I think that's just something that we've been used to last season. And I guess that's our emergency plan, is to get Cucurella in around the box whenever a cross goes in, or if we're trying to chase the game like we did yesterday.
I don't even have a problem with it because we saw success. So if Cucurella getting up the top end of the pitch is one of the solutions, he won us a lot of games, man. I remember the link up for the United game. That was James and Cucurella. Pretty sure he scored against Southampton. He won us points again. There's a couple of games. Was it Forest?
Man United
scored.
Leicester as well.
Leicester.
Yeah,
Leicester. So it wasn't just goals that he scored. He was scoring crucial goals that were winning us games. And to be honest with you, I do feel like this was a 1-0 game. I think that looking back at it, we need to sort of accept that there are going to be games like that against lower oppositions. But look, I'm going to compare it to the season prior results as well. Like, I look at Palace, nothing's changed, right? We drew twice last year and we drew again today. So we didn't get worse. We didn't decline. We actually, if you want to be really positive, you can say, well, we kept a clean sheet. We didn't do that last year. So, but yeah, I think Esteval probably could have scored. I thought Santos had a great chance.
Santos had the best chance for me, man. Like, why didn't he take a touch? He had so much time. Like, time stood still. All he had to do was set himself, and then the whole goal was there for him to shoot at, literally. Delap had a good chance as well, I thought. But I think a little bit more tricky because it was up in the air. It wasn't coming down quick enough, I think. But there was another chance like that, wasn't there? Was it Palmer or Cucurella? Someone else had a chance like that where it literally looped up in the air, but it wouldn't drop down quick enough, and then it ended up being skied again. But
no, I'm with you on that. I don't know what you think about our tight chances of winning the league. What was your prediction going into the season, Darmesh? I don't even know.
as in like same. My sort of top four was Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man City. I thought we'd finish above City. To be fair, that
So
was
is that in like no particular order, or?
Oh no, that is my order. So
That is the order.
Liverpool tops, Arsenal second, unfortunately, us third, and Man City fourth. I think based on the fact that Liverpool going to get Isak, I think they walked the league last season. I thought as well, and they've reinvested, signed a lot of good players as well. I actually put us above Arsenal before they signed Gyökeres, but I think maybe that signing would just edge it. I think in terms of defensively, I still think they're better than us defensively, and maybe having that firepower of Gyökeres might eventually help them later in the season. And I mean, Bukayo Saka is also different as well, because he's levels above any of our wingers doing this review. And then Man City with finishing below us, maybe the fact of you don't know how they're going to be, don't know how their players are going to be as well. The new signings, it's all quite new there. So that's why I put us third. I think it'll be similar to last season where we might have a decent start to the season. I think we might tail off towards Christmas time because I think the Club World Cup pre-season and stuff will catch up with the players. I think we might get a few injuries as well. Well, we've already had Colwell out. We don't know when Lavia's back. Fofana's obviously in contention to start soon, hopefully as well. But we can't rely on him to stay fit. So I wasn't really hoping for. I wasn't really not hoping. But I wasn't predicting a title charge from us, to be honest with you. Just based on the business we've done over the summer, and also the fact that we still got Sanchez and Gar. I mean, I actually thought Sanchez did okay on Sunday. I don't know if you felt the same, but I didn't think it was one of his worst games. I mean, the distribution could have been better second half, but if we're looking compared to other teams at the level of their goalkeepers, Alisson, you got David Raya as well. Rob Sanchez, I'm sorry, he's not that level of goalkeeper, and I still feel that we lack a commanding centre back. So I go back to comparing Liverpool and Arsenal. Look, they got Van Dijk, they got Saliba, Gabriel, and our centre backs are good, but then they're not the level of those three centre backs that our rival clubs do. So I think that'll be the main difference.
Right. Where do you rank Rob Sanchez in terms of Premier League goalkeepers? If we're looking, top of the league, obviously you're the best. I know I probably would say Alisson is the best. And then you obviously look down the lower end of the table as well.
I'd probably say you got Alisson, you got David Raya. I'd probably put Vicario ahead of him as well, to be honest with you.
Oh, you would put Vicario ahead of him? Okay.
Yeah, I do like Vicario, actually. I think especially that the analysis that Jamie Carragher was showing earlier, actually, I don't know if any of you guys watched it Monday Night Football, that was quite interesting, actually, about how Vicario helps with the build-up play of Tottenham and stuff. That was quite interesting how he had two different styles playing against PSG and Burnley. If you ever watched it, bro, anyone in the comments, just go ahead and watch it. It's actually quite interesting to see. I put Vicario ahead of Sanchez, possibly. Trying to think about the goalkeepers now. I'll probably say maybe fifth or sixth best in the league in terms of that from the top of my head. If we're throwing Edison in there as well, obviously Edison's probably better than him as well. But whether he stays at Man City, we don't know. But I'll probably put him ahead of Rob Sanchez as well. Someone like a Bernd Leno and maybe that Verbruggen for Brighton as well. They're probably better than Sanchez as well. Overall, I think. If we're looking
like
realistic,
mid-table,
I'll probably say mid-table, probably 10th, 11th. And then even even Dean Henderson, I think he's great as well. He's a good goalkeeper as well. But one thing I can say, he's definitely better than Onana and that Bayern did, because they're both shit.
That's true. I mean, they were crap. Do you know what though? I do. United. I mean, I actually think United have done some really good business, but they just need so much more, mate. They need a goalkeeper, then a midfielder. They need everything.
Yeah,
they need a total. But I think they've actually done a really good job in terms of their recruitment.
What do you think about Sanchez, bro? Where would you sort of rank him in terms of like
Sanchez?
Last
season, I ranked him as one of the worst goalkeepers in the league.
Yeah, he probably was, to be fair. Yeah,
one of the worst. This season, depends if we're going to build on last season. Because if we're building on last season, we're not going to get very far. But if we're going with a clean slate, I would tentatively say mid-table like you.
Yeah.
Well, that mid-table doesn't necessarily mean that he's made a lot of mistakes, but it also means he doesn't do anything particularly great either. He's all right. And I feel like Sanchez is kind of, it's like a night at the casino. You're either going to go home with loads of money, or you're going to have to remortgage your house because you went overboard. That's what it's like having Sanchez in goal. Some days you feel like he's unstoppable, and there's other days where you can't stop anything. So,
what do you make of his performance yesterday? Because like I said, I
didn't have a problem with it. I didn't have a problem with it at all. And I spoke with Charlie, and I spoke with Father as well. And I was quite baffled when they were criticizing him. I mean, obviously, Father just said he was crap, didn't actually give me a single reason. But Charlie was really frustrated with the free kick. And he essentially blamed Sanchez for that goal going, even though it did get disallowed. And I was saying, well, his vision would have been impaired when Mark Gurhey pushed Caicedo. I think that was really harsh to blame Sanchez for that. And also looking at the free kick as well, I don't really understand why you would blame Sanchez for a goal that doesn't even stand. How that can make you angry confuses me. So, he made a couple of good saves. I thought he made a good save from Mateta. Very confident in claiming the balls, as well.
That's what I was just about to say, bro. There was one point in the first half, I think it was a 50-50, and he grasped the ball quite well. It was quite quick out off his line and stuff. And I thought his distribution was okay first half, but second half it could have been better. It wasn't great second half to be distribution wise. Obviously didn't give the ball away, but compared to what we saw in the Club World Cup and some of the preseason games, I mean, that's the sort of bar that we've set for Sanchez now.
Yeah, I mean, I expect mistakes, but I just expect less. I mean, that's an improvement, isn't it? So how many goals did we concede because of his mistakes? 5. So, I mean, let's get that number down. And then how many chances did we concede because of Sanchez's mistakes? Probably more. So those numbers, if they decrease, then you can't really criticize him because he's improving. I mean, that's all I can ask for is improvement. Get better. Don't decline. Don't get worse. Like, even if we stayed in fourth position, Dharmesh, I would still class that as progression because we've got top 4 while having Champions League football. It's not as easy to rotate. And hopefully we can obviously progress on more of a domestic cup front as well. So, providing we can do well in the Carabao or the FA Cup, I wouldn't really complain too much if we finish 4th again. But then that leads the following season and it says, come on, guys, there's only so much of a process before you got to get the job done. There's only so much you can talk to a girl before you got to ask for a number.
That is
and ultimately, we're not getting the digits at the moment, but I don't think we're too far away. So that's where I am right now, Dharmesh. But we've got to talk about the squad as a whole. We're going to go through the players. I mean, you can rate them if you'd like to, Dharmesh. You don't have to. I mean, you could technically call this a player rating show, but I mean, let's start again in goal. I mean, what would you give Sanchez out of 10 if you had?
This is easy for you, bro. I've already done my piece for London's First anyway. So
you've done it. You've done it.
So I could literally just look on my phone right now and look at the ratings that I've given for each of the players. To be fair, which is quite simple for me. So as I've written here, I'll go for a 6.5 for Sanchez. I didn't think he was that bad yesterday, honestly. Genuinely I couldn't think of anything atrociously wrong that he did, really, apart from, as I mentioned, the second half where the distribution could have been better. I thought his cross handling was good. His passing out back from the first half was good as well. He was commanding when needed on corners and stuff. So I'll give him a 6.5.
I've got to agree with you on that, mate. Probably give him a 7. Actually, I'd probably go a little bit higher. I think, mate, he got a clean sheet, made a couple of good saves
as well. Yeah.
Commanded his box. He had some good passes. He had some bad passes. It's not like every pass he did was terrible. I think it's very harsh if people say that because it wasn't the case. There were some passes that I was like, okay, it's not too bad. But again, if we were talking about Alisson or Edison or any of these other keepers, I don't think that would be acceptable. But I suppose the standards just lowered a bit from last season. But you have to say that ultimately he wasn't that bad. He certainly wasn't the problem. Let's move into the defense, mate. I mean, Acheampong, he was the replacement for Levi Colwill. Now, I predicted Hatto initially, but I was sort of spoken out of it when I was doing my live video. I was like, do we go with Acheampong? I chose him, and then I was like, maybe Hatto. But then looking at Mateta, I thought I can justify this. I can justify why Josh is there because Mateta's massive, mate. And I actually think that Acheampong did an okay job. I think that Mateta, in terms of hold-up play, he's got to be one of the best in the league. There's not many that can compete with that. And I was looking at, there's a number of players I looked at from a Palace perspective, and I was really impressed. I was impressed with, obviously, Gurhi. I was really impressed with Adam Wharton. Mateta, Eze, he was up for it. So I feel like they did have that spine. But yeah, coming up against Mateta, I thought Acheampong did a good job, mate. I think the only issue, though, was never defensively. It's what he does on the ball. I mean, what do you take from his performance?
Yeah, it was a bit like, it's a bit of a strange one with Josh actually yesterday. I thought it was very, very, very hot and cold, very like rainbowy type performance from him. Like some bits were very good, I thought as well. Like that double tackle was really like one of the best that I've seen in a while actually from one of our centre backs. I believe it was the second half, wasn't it? I think when he made that sort of double tackle, and then yeah, I thought he handled Mateta good-ish as well. I didn't think he grew into it more and more. I think the first half he struggled a little bit to handle the physicality, but I think with the help of Chalobah next to him as well, I think that helped him more and more. And yeah, but then on the flip side, bro, he gave away the ball quite a lot as well, and it almost kick-started a few Palace attacks as well. And we were quite fortunate that they were so meaty in front of goal yesterday that it didn't come to of a bad result for us. But yeah, I thought it was a very hot and cold performance from him. Like you got really, really good bits, but then you got really bad bits from him as well. Yeah, but that's not to say that he's a bad player or anything. But I think maybe long term with him being next to Chalobah could help. To be fair, but it's clear that we do miss Tosin and Levi Colwill next to Chalobah, just with that sort of experience and that ball playing ability.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised that you said it's sort of hot and cold because I didn't feel that way. I felt like he was good, mate. I just felt like he lacked the, I guess it is a skill. He lacked the skill of being able to ping the ball into midfield like Colwill does, and we were a little bit slower. So when we talk about our build-up play, Josh is a victim of how good Colwill is at that, and he was carrying the ball, but he wasn't pinging it. So I don't think defensively I've really had many complaints. I do think Mateta bullied him at times, but I also think that considering how difficult it is to play against Mateta and how inexperienced Acheampong is, I respect his performance. So like I can't criticize. I give him a 7 out of 10. To be honest,
that's exactly why I put it. To be fair, I had to give him a 7 overall. To be fair,
solid, mate. Solid.
Just because I thought there was more positives than negatives. If I was counting 5 positives, I'll probably have like 3 negatives for Josh. But yeah,
what would you have that's negative for Josh? Is it
honors but based on yesterday's performance, I thought that's it. Just
when you say 3 negatives, do you mean 3 moments?
I guess. Yeah,
aspects of his game. Like what are we talking about?
I think it's three actual negatives from his game in terms of moments of the game. Like I said, the fact that he was bullied a bit by Mateta, the fact that he, like I said, kick-started a few of Crystal Palace's attacks. He gave the ball away for obviously the goal obviously didn't stand yesterday, but he did give the ball away for the free kick as well, didn't he? Which obviously led to Eze scoring, but then obviously got disallowed, like, as I said, in the second half as well. There's one point where he misplaced a pass right through. If that's Salah, if that's Bukayo Saka, if that's like Kudus or someone like that, someone with real quality up front, they punish us. And we're talking about a different rating for Acheampong. So we're slightly lucky that Palace, like I said, were crap in the final third. But yeah, those are probably the negatives I say of Josh yesterday.
Fair enough. What about Chalobah? What do we make of Chalobah? Guys, put your ratings in the chat as well. We'll put them up on screen as we go. We'll go with Trevor Chalobah.
Yeah, I thought he was for me anyway, I thought he was better at the two, to be fair. Just based on how he handled Mateta. Some of the drives as well, going forward as well. There's times it was a bit like Rudiger-esque where he went past a few players a couple of times, running from defense to midfield and stuff. I thought that was very good of him, and he's really in the game. It improved so much too. I remember when he first started playing for us doing Sevilla. Now he's our experienced head in the back now, undroppable in my opinion as well. So, and he's been a massive part to our defensive masterclass over the past sort of couple of months. So, yeah, I thought he was slightly better out of him and Josh, but yeah, he's crucial to us, very crucial.
I do think that Chalobah was better on that right hand side. I have to be honest with you, but I can understand why he was on the left because obviously Josh is there. Yeah. And then you had Cucurella inverting, so that allowed the back three of James, Achimpong, and Chalobah when we had the ball. So I mean that makes sense. It would be a bit weird if you had Achimpong on the right and then James inverting. I'm not sure I could understand that as much. So yeah, you had plenty of defensive cover there. He had lots of experience next to him. I think Chalobah was decent again, mate. Decent, like no real complaints from me apart from, again, like on the ball, sometimes you want a player to find those passes. He doesn't necessarily go for them. These are things now that are coming to light more that a month ago we wouldn't have been talking about because, I mean, to be fair, you don't even appreciate what a player does until he gets injured. And that's what we've got now with Levi Colwell. I mean, I'll give him a 7 as well, mate.
Yeah, and I think also as well, Crystal Palace shut off the channels and the pockets quite well through marking ends out the game, and Cole Palmer as well, where we sort of used to having that dynamic of them two receiving the ball from defense or midfield. So that, like I said, that's credit to Crystal Palace as well because they saw that threat and nullified it and made Chalobah and Achimpong hold onto the ball much longer or force them to play a pass that they don't really want to play.
Yeah. So what's your rating then?
I'll go for a 7.5. I think
7.5.
just one.
Okay.
I think just a 0.5 above Achimpong, I thought. Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's go with James, mate. I honestly, Reece James for me, he was the player, and I don't know if this was tactical. I presume it probably was tactical, but he looked. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think you ping as many passes forward like he did if Maresca didn't say to him, "I want you to get that ball forward. I want you to try and open things up." I just don't see why James would do it. Although he is capable of pinging a nice pass, so I don't know. Maybe there's just a bit of his own mind going in as well there. But yeah, a lot of through balls from James, a lot of chip balls, a lot of little dinks into the midfield. Just the whole way through the game, especially in that first half, I noticed it, and I don't think it worked particularly well. I'll be honest with you, Dharmesh. I don't think it worked that well. I don't actually blame him for that because we weren't getting the ball up any other way. So if you don't give yourself a chance, then you'll never know. And if we did knock the ball up there, we just didn't make much happen. So I guess I give a little bit of credit to Palace and the way they set up and defended, but on the ball in that sense, don't think James was the answer. But again, don't really. I mean, I do think he probably could have handled Eze better. If I'm honest, I think he could have.
Yeah,
I think Palace attacked quite well on that right. So I think he was on a yellow as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know how that was a yellow card as well. By the way, that was right on my side where I was sitting as well. I was like, "What the hell?" I was fuming at the referee when that happened. But I thought Reece James had a decent performance. It didn't similar to Sanchez really, where there were good moments, but then there were also a couple of bad moments as well yesterday. Obviously pick up the yellow card, unfortunately, as well. The nutmeg from Eze, which was dirty, by the way. Even in my seat, I was like, "Oh, okay, wow." yeah. And that's obviously how good Eze is as well. It's not he's not being megged by some nobody. Really. Like Eze's like top quality as well. So. Yeah, I mean, he even to second balls, I thought his aggression and getting to second balls was really good. Every time Palace cleared the ball, Reece was always there to get the ball again and start attacks again. So I thought that was his best attribute yesterday, was just maintaining the flow of the game really, and trying to pepper them really.
Yeah, I mean, I would give James.
I'll give him a 6.5 for yesterday.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. 6.5. Not as good as Achimpong, not as good as Chalobah, not terrible.
Still decent, yeah.
Yeah. 6.5. I think that's a pretty fair rate. Guys, I'm not seeing any ratings in the chat. What's going on, people? We've got over almost 500 of you in the building. We've got to have some opinions going on here. Get involved, people. Get involved. I want to know what you think about all of the players. We're going to move on to Cucurella now. So put your ratings in the chat. 1, 7, 10. Listen, if you think a player is really good, you can give him an 11. I don't know, but we won't know what you think if you don't put it in there. And also, smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We should be on at least 50 likes on YouTube as it stands. Come on, people, get involved. It all helps. Anyway, let's look at Cucurella, mate. He was inverting. He was looking. Well, it was. We were back to our old ways with Cucurella. Really, I've missed him inverting. I would have always preferred that over anything else. But even with him in midfield, it looked like we were second best.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good performance from Cucurella, I guess, as well. But him coming to midfield at times didn't really work. But as I mentioned before, he box crashed quite a lot yesterday as well. So he was trying to support the attack as much as possible. And then when we saw Palmer pop up on the left towards the end of the game, second half as well, he was there to be offered for crosses. To be fair, so yeah, I'll probably give him a 7 to him, because I actually thought he was good. Apart from a couple of moments where we're used to seeing the aggression and the ball retention, the tackling from Cucurella being spot on at times. I did think it was there yesterday, but I still think he had a good game.
I can't think off the top of my head of many bad moments that Cucurella had. I can't think of anything I thought, oh God. I also can't think of many things that I thought, oh wow, that was great. So for me, I probably look at that again a bit like Reece James. Give him a 6.5.
Fair enough, yeah.
I mean, do you know what, guys? These are the most basic ratings we've ever done in our lives, but we are reviewing a 0-0 here. So I mean, there's only so much you can go through. But having said that, the fact that we kept a clean sheet and we're still being quite harsh on a lot of our defenders, yeah, I think it's respectable, right? I mean, you were okay and you kept a clean sheet against a decent side. So
we didn't really offer anything going forward, to be honest with you. Like that, I wasn't really nervous at any point of the game of like, oh shit, Palace are going to steal this. Like they had a game plan from minute 1 to basically park the bus, which they did yesterday. So
all right, so I'm going 6.5. What are you going, Damesh?
Yeah, but like I said, I'll go for a 7. But yeah, 6.5.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot you already said that.
Yeah.
Midfield. Let's start. Where do you want to start? Caicedo or Fernandez?
Let's go into Fernandez, man.
Okay, get straight into it.
Yeah, I gave him a 2 yesterday. I thought he was awful yesterday, bro. Generally, probably one of the worst performances I've seen him play for us. In the position that he's so used to playing as well. I didn't think he did anything right yesterday. He couldn't move on and off the ball as well. Just looked so out of it, so flat, unfit. Looked really unfit as well. And I love Enzo as well, but yesterday, bro, I thought he was probably the second worst player on the pitch. I thought for us, bro.
Who was the worst?
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
Who was the worst?
For Gittins, bro. For me, Gittins was probably the worst player on the pitch for me, bro. But or João Pedro, either one of them two can hold that. But
can hold that.
Yeah, but only based on yesterday. But yeah, and Enzo just didn't seem on it at all. Like even trying to support attacks and even batting for 50-50s, he just didn't seem like he wanted it yesterday. And maybe a bit of competition will help him with Santos coming in. Because I could probably I've said to a lot of people I could see Santos maybe dismissing him from the first team if he doesn't get his act together, which won't surprise me one bit. But I mean, like I said, it's only match day 1. We're looking at 0-0 as well. I mean, yeah, I do look at Enzo to sort of give that additional thing going forward as well. But I didn't think he offered anything going forward as well. So yeah. just based on yesterday, I've given him a 2, bro.
Do you know what? I would give him a little bit higher than a 2 because I will say this. I think he improved in the second half. I think he got better. I don't think he got worse. But I mean, that's still a pretty low bar. I give him a 4, mate. I'll give him a 4. I'll give him a 2 for the first half.
3, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not going to give the guy a crazy rate. And by the way, I mean, thank God this is game week 1 and we're having this conversation, not game week 10, because then you're having a real discussion, you're having a proper argument here, and then there'd be people going absolutely nuts, and people are going nuts, Dharmesh, because I made a comment after the game. I said, you know, we've almost compared Enzo Fernandez to a god at times. You know, he's been so good for us in the latter stage of the season. He has been untouchable, but after going out on a holiday, and every player is entitled to have a holiday. You know, I'm not one of these people who thinks that players are robots. I appreciate you've got to have a life. You've got to have a life. You've got to enjoy yourself. And he enjoyed himself. He had his paella with Cucurella and he spent time with his family and done all different types of things. He was not ready to come back. He was not in a position like if Maresca was trying to justify why Fernandez played in this game, bearing in mind Maresca's obviously seen him train all week, then the only logical reason is that Santos isn't ready, Santos isn't fit, or that he just believed that Fernandez would have been. And I mean, you got 2 answers where you probably could justify it, but I don't think that Santos gets any minutes if he's not ready. I think that when you're, again, it sounds harsh for me to say it, when you're a fringe player, and right now Santos is because he's number 3 in that midfield, and you are going to see that partnership with Caicedo and Fernandez more than any other partnership, then, you know, players, if they're not sharp, they will not get an opportunity because managers want players to come off the bench and make an instant impact. And that, I mean, we go to Esteval after that. We will talk about Esteval. But I just feel like Santos could have done, you know, a better job in that midfield. If he was actually fit, I don't know. I don't know because I haven't had the chance to see it. But based on that one game, logically, you start Santos. Emotionally, you understand why Fernandez plays. He wants the confidence, get his rhythm back. You know, he's the man for Chelsea, all the rest of it. Okay, fine. But please play a little bit better than that, mate, because that was a tough watch. And we need to walk all over West Ham. And with a midfield like that, I think that we might struggle if Fernandez plays like that.
Yeah, 100%.
I still don't think we'll struggle, but you get the point. So, yeah, pretty disappointing. Caicedo, I thought he was solid, mate. No complaints from me.
Yeah, just a standard Caicedo performance, really. And then it was quite interesting to see him drop as a centre-back as well at times, especially during the second half. I don't know if you noticed that as well, but there was a lot of times where he dropped into that right centre-back slot as well. And he was literally covering Reece James's errand and Gusto when he came on as well. So, standard performance by Caicedo. I mean, he gave the ball away once from what I remember in transition and stuff, but he was a warrior. He's a monster, man. Arguably one of our best players yesterday. Yeah,
I'm giving him probably an 8, 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever a good rating is, I think. I mean, yeah, he's got to be right up there with the best. So yeah, I'll give him an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Brad's dad says it's day 1, guys. We played a low block Palace team with 2 games of 60 minutes each game for each player after being off the beach. Let's not hype this for something it isn't. I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. Ultimately, we're just looking at it and we're trying to see what could have gone better, but no point over analyzing it. Definitely, there is a part of me which just goes, it's going to take a bit of time, isn't it? And I think it's a lot easier. I will say this, Dharmesh, you know, as a match going fan, it's a lot easier to think that way. And again, I'm not having a dig at you, Brad's dad, but when you're not going to games, it's very easy to just turn the telly off and go on to the next one. When you're going to the games and you've spent your money and you've had a day, everything is ready for that game and then you get disappointed, you are going to overthink it more. You are going to be a little bit more animated. So I can understand both sides.
I guess that's how I felt about Josh yesterday, because there was times in the game, like, as I mentioned, where all of Crystal Palace's moments came from Josh's. I was like, fucking hell, Josh, what are you doing, man? That's why I was a bit more annoyed at Chipom's performance. In some ways, that's why I thought there were negatives in his performance.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's move on to Palmer, mate, in the 10. Yeah, he was poor, but do you know what? When Esteval come on, Palmer improved a lot, and I think that it was because they were doubling up on Esteval. I guess that freed up a little bit of space for him. But Palmer started taking control. He started making things happen. He could have easily got an assist in that second half. He was going on that left-hand side and swinging a few balls in. Very, very happy with the last 15 minutes, whatever it was, from Palmer. But you've got another 70, 80 minutes that need to be addressed. And I mean, what went wrong before Esteval come on? Why wasn't Palmer able to get into the game?
Wait, sorry, what was the question again?
What went wrong before Esteval come on? Because it was only when Esteval come on, Palmer started to really perform.
Yeah, I think it was more the fact with Neto on the right hand side and Gittins not really beating their players and not really linking the play from Palmer to João Pedro. It was sort of dysfunctional, and then, as you mentioned, with Esteval coming on, there was a double up straight away, and then that meant Adam Wharton had to go help out. Who was it? I think it was Mitchell down that side, I think. And they obviously freed up Palmer to have a bit more space and stuff. But Palmer had there's only 2 shots I remember Palmer having. And as I mentioned before, bro, like, I think huge credit to Adam Wharton as well, because he nullified Palmer out of the game completely. Every time he had the ball, he was on him straight away, didn't give him time to breathe or give him time to pick out a pass for our wingers or for João Pedro. So that's what I thought went wrong. But maybe Palmer could have done a bit more, but maybe adapted his game a little bit by dropping very deep. But then there would have been a massive hole inside our attacking midfield. So maybe that wouldn't have worked. But I think having someone as good as Esteval has been for us is probably going to benefit Palmer in the long run as well. And I don't feel worried as well, bro. But maybe are you concerned that he's only got one open play goal in the Premier League since January, or not really?
Palmer, I am concerned. Yeah, definitely, I am concerned. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't really understand why. I mean, I will say this. I thought that the football, if we're talking about the Premier League campaign last season, I thought the football was pretty dire from January most of the way through. Even a lot of the games we won, I thought was horrendous. And that's, from an entertainment perspective.
Yeah.
Even if we won games and it was tactically short, I was like, it's just painful to watch, really. I remember when we beat Southampton 4-0, I was bored out of my mind.
It didn't feel like a 4-0 game, that one, honestly. It was just,
So, there's games like that when you think, oh, goodness. But I don't know. That's the God honest truth. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know. Palmer, I've always preferred him on the right, mate. I've always preferred him on the right. The thing about him being in the 10 is, again, you're absolutely right. He's marked out of games.
Yeah.
People double up on him, and it's very difficult to operate in such a tight area. Whereas on the right side, you can kind of see all over the pitch, but you have that freedom knowing that everyone's coming from a certain direction, whereas in the 10 they're coming from behind, they're coming from the side, they're coming from all over. You've got to be very switched on. Maresca needs to find a solution there. He needs to find a solution, but I think that the solution really is going to be that Palmer is more of a creator rather than a goal scorer, and I think that's what we have seen. I think we have seen Palmer create more than he scores. And to be honest, I don't really enjoy it, because we know Palmer can get 35 goals in a season. We've seen it. To take that away is not great. But if it's for the benefit of the team and you get João Pedro 15 goals, Pedro Neto 10, Gittins 10, and you spread them around, which is what Maresca's spoken about, nobody really cares. So as long as we get the results, We'll have to wait and see. I'll give Palmer a 6.
Wow, okay, that's quite high actually.
I'll give him a 6, mate, because he created some good chances at the end, mate, that we should have scored.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I heard that. He created Esteval and Santos' chance, didn't he, at the end?
Yeah.
I'll probably go for a 4 or 5 or 4.5, bro. Just based on my expectations of how of the player Palmer is, and we all know and stuff. Which is why, yeah, I've given him quite a low rating. But yeah.
Neto, mate. I'm glad he started ahead of Esteval, but I think it was a tough game for him, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I thought he was probably the best out of a bad bunch, I thought, in terms of attack. Especially in the first half. I thought there were a couple of times where he took on the fullback and got past him a couple of times, and looked quite threatening from the short corners as well. A couple of times where he beat the man and stuff, but gradually just got worse and worse, I think, especially in the second half. Yeah, I mean, Neto does a lot of dog work for us, to be fair, which is why it's hard to criticize him a lot, because he's just as important defensively as he is offensively for us, in winning those mini battles down inside. So, yeah, maybe would have liked to see him off, to be honest with you, in terms of trying to chase a goal, because if you want to chase a goal, you wouldn't really want Pedro Neto still in the team or still playing if you're trying to chase a goal, because he's not really he's not really impact player. He's more of a starter. He's the perfect starter, but then you sort of take him off if you're trying to go for a goal, or if you're trying to preserve lead, then it makes sense you keep him for the work rate and stuff. But if you're chasing a goal, then you take off Neto. But yeah, I haven't got really much concerns of him, to be fair. I thought he had a good back into the season. Club World Cup was well, I thought he was our best player in the Club World Cup as well. And yeah, I'm banking on him to have a big season for us. Out of all of our attackers, I think he's the one that's going to benefit most, I think, from the signings, and I think the signings up top as well. And I mean that's my sort of outside prediction, that Pedro Neto will have a really good season for us.
I'm hoping, man. Fingers crossed. I'll just GA. That's what everyone criticized. Get the GA, baby, and then you are going to start on that right hand side. And he's been getting it. He has been getting it.
He has, yeah.
The Palace game away, he's been getting it. So no need to. We don't need to criticize Pedro Neto. I think he's been fantastic. We're going to speed through these next few. Jamie Gittins, poor. You said he was the worst player on the pitch.
Yeah.
I'd probably say that Fernandez was worse, but I mean, again, apples and pears. So, yeah, I mean, he was underwhelming, wasn't it, mate? Underwhelming.
Yeah, very. Yeah, especially for a debut as well. A debut start in the Premier League as well. Just literally couldn't seem to get past his player once. I can't remember where he was successful in any of his take-ons, and even when he lost the ball, he was struggling to get back as well. I think maybe he's still adjusting to the pace of the Premier League and stuff and the new team, which is why I'm not going to go too hard on him, because he's only just signed for us and stuff. But yeah, I'll give him a 1 for rating, bro. I'll be honest, on yesterday.
1. That's very harsh.
Purely based on yesterday. That's it.
Fair enough. And João Pedro as well, mate. I mean, for me personally, I think he was making moves. I spoke with Charlie and Ziad. They said he wasn't moving. I said that's not true. He was moving. He wasn't. That nobody was finding him. And ultimately, if you don't get that pass, there's not a lot you can do. You're just running around like a headless chicken. But he did receive the ball at times, but it wasn't in threatening areas. It was sort of on the outskirts. Couldn't have a shot. Didn't really have much of an opportunity to put a cross in, and then you just recycle and you go again. So again, different against a team that's willing to come out and play. Palace were there to counter, but they were just sat back the whole time, mate. So no space for them to operate.
I think it was maybe the wrong game for Pedro to start, really. I thought Delap would have been better suited to this game, in terms of the physicality and stuff, and Pedro off the bench would have maybe helped when there's a bit more space and stuff. But yeah, I think it was a bit of both. I think he was getting a bit of service, but at the same time, like, it could have been more. And then whenever he did get the ball, it was sort of like, as you said, recycled. So yeah, same with him as well. He's obviously just signed for us as well. He's in a completely different environment, completely different team and stuff. So that's why I'm not going to go too hard on him. given that the impact he made for us in the Club World Cup as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I think João Pedro will start against West Ham. I think that's the right decision. But again, in more physical games, mate, I do think against low blocks, if Chelsea can't get that rhythm, Delap is not a bad option to have on there. I mean, what do we rate Delap out of 10? Because I thought that he caused issues, mate. I thought it was a positive impact. And again, when I give this rating, I suppose I have to look at it from the perspective of them being a substitute. So don't, guys, if you hear these ratings, you go, why are you giving him a higher rating than him? And he didn't even play any minutes. Like, well, I'm giving him that rating based on what I saw in that period. Yeah, it's condensed throughout 25 minutes or whatever. So, I mean, I'd give the lap probably a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Pretty good. You know, would have been nice to get a goal. Caused problems, linked up well at times. He was getting involved, mate. And to be honest, there's nothing worse than having a player who comes on and is invisible. And I was very glad to see that Delap wasn't. And he was. He
had a good chance at the end as well, didn't he? He had that chance at the end as well with his right foot. I mean, we touched on it at the start of the show. I think it probably seemed a bit harder than it looked, to be fair, because it was up in the air and stuff. Like it was a bit further out, but yeah, there was a couple of link up plays he did quite well as well down the left and the right hand side. He was getting stuck in there, which I like, to be fair. And I wouldn't mind if he started against West Ham personally. I don't mind. I think he'll bully the three centre backs that West Ham play with. So it'd be interesting to see him develop over the season. But yeah, I've no real concerns for him either. I think he'll. They'll both come in clutch for us at times as well. We'll need one or the other coming off the bench at some point.
Yeah. Esteval, mate. Esteval.
Yeah, solid coming on. Really good cameo off the bench. I mean, he did more than Gittins did, bro. Literally, in the short span of time that he played. I mean, some of the flicks and tricks he was doing, the take-ons. You got past like two players like 2 or 3 times. I was like, wow, like yeah. He's gonna be crucial to us, especially. I think especially in the Champions League. I think we'll see the best of him in the Champions League, to be honest with you. More than the league, I'd say, just based on some of the starts that he might get and off the bench and stuff. But yeah, there's an argument to be had that maybe you should start the game against Crystal Palace, West Ham, on Friday night, just based on the cameo that we saw and how he's done in pre-season. But yeah, very, very good, man. Very, very good.
I got a text this morning from a friend of mine, Michael, who sits in Matthew Harding as well. And he said, this is what he wrote in the text. He said, that Esteval, probably the first time since I saw Hazard's debut at Wigan in 2012, I've been that impressed by a debutant. I mean, that's a big compliment. That is a big compliment.
Big compliment, yeah.
I have to agree, though, in a lot of ways. Like, I can't say it's the best debut, but I mean, in terms of holy mackerel, this guy is the real deal. That was not just hype, mate. They were doubling up on an 18-year-old. He is a baller.
Oh, he is
sick. I can't wait to see him play more minutes, man.
It's just a shame he couldn't take that chance at the end, man.
Oh, can you imagine the limit?
Yeah, it's just a shame he couldn't. Otherwise, like if we're sat here talking about a 1-0 Esteval winner, then yeah, this whole show would have been based on him probably, innit? So, but yeah, man, yeah, there's definitely a player in there, and I can't wait to see more of him throughout the season. And there's no doubt he'll be winning us some games, man. Even if he comes off the bench, I think he looks really good.
No, I thought it was great, man. I'd give him a 7 out of 10. I'd give him more, but he was sort of marked out the game after a while. He was doubled up on. It was difficult after that.
I just don't think we were feeding him enough as well. A lot of fans.
We weren't feeding him. No, we weren't.
Nah, there are a lot of fans saying, like, give the ball to Esteval. Why are you going down the left? There was a phase of like 2 or 3 straight minutes where we were going down the left so much we forgot like Esteval was actually on the pitch.
Jamie Gittins is going to start on Friday. Probably will, if I'm honest. He probably will. Andre Santos, not really an awful lot to say. Only played 10 minutes, missed a pretty good chance. Hard to judge a player off of 10 minutes, if I'm honest, especially in that position. But what I can say is it was hard to do worse than what we saw from Enzo. No disrespect, guys. Again, we're not trying to be disrespectful, But I mean, you have to say, not really an awful lot that Santos could do worse than what was previously on there. So again, pretty standard 5, 6. Not really an awful lot
average.
to
Yeah,
say.
probably say average. That's it. Yeah.
And then Gusto, mate, coming on for James. He had that shot. Do you remember he had that stupid shot?
God. Yeah.
I was like, why are you doing that, man? You literally had Estevao out wide, and obviously at this point, we were like mesmerized by Estevao. And we're like, why the fuck are you not passing a ball to Estevao? And the guy behind me was ridiculing Gusto, but he had a crack, mate. But nah, not for me.
It was so funny because I could see the whole Matthew Hardy low as soon as that shot went up, and they just see everyone like, oh, with their arms up like that. Literally, it's hilarious, man. Yeah, Gusto loves to try a shot like that once in a while, doesn't he? And it never goes well for him. One day you never know.
What are we giving it, man? Just probably a 5 again.
I'll give him a 5 as well. Yeah, I thought he pretty much did the same as Reece did when he came on. He dealt with any sort of threat that they had, really, and just kept it ticking. That's it, really.
Are we buying Jimenez from Atletico? I've heard nothing about that whatsoever, so don't really know what to say. But there you go, guys. Those are our player ratings. We've gone through all the players in as much detail as we can in an hour. I think it's been pretty good in that sense. Let us know if you agree or disagree with anything that we've said. We've got just over 550 people on all platforms as it stands. So smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. It all helps. It does make a massive difference. If you want to support the channel further, you can turn the notifications on. You can also become a member as well. So there's lots of different options for you. And listen, big up to you as well, Damash. Really appreciate your time jumping on a late night. Although, to be fair, I think you actually prefer these times to like a 7, 8 p.m. That's what it seems like.
Yeah,
a bit of a night out.
No, big up, man. Thanks for having me on as always, man. But late night shows are the one for me, man. That's it. When just before you're about to like chill, cool after bed, talk about Chelsea.
You want to hear Darmesh's voice?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Close your eyes.
That's the soothing. That's it. Close your eyes. Listen to me. That's it.
There you go.
You'll sleep well, guys. Trust me.
Mate, you should have a channel called. Your channel should be called Football Therapy. It's like just ease you into the zone. Get tired. Although I'm not gonna lie, people are falling asleep to you, Darmesh. I don't know if you take that as a compliment. I'm not really sure.
I'll take it as both ways.
Maybe it is a compliment, but at the same time, they're like, fucking, it's Darmesh. I'm gonna fall asleep.
I'm just gonna go to sleep. Forget it now.
Oh, mate. Well, listen, big up to you. Really appreciate it, Darmesh, and big up to everyone that's watching as well.
Big up the chat as well, man.
Hope you have a fantastic evening, and we will be back tomorrow with another show. All the best, and catch up very soon.